So today is the 2nd of July, and today the news came out just roughly an hour ago that the Dutch professional football club AZ is confident about Bitcoin's future, and keeps Bitcoin on its balance sheet. So this is a professional football club called the Alkmaar, or better known as AZ, and they still said that, listen, we are confident about Bitcoin's future. This is a football club that has Bitcoin on its balance sheet because it wants to be here in the long term. It cares about its people's and its company's future. That is quite bullish in my sense, because what we can then see is that more football clubs are going to come here and invest their money into Bitcoin. All right, moving on. On today's inflow and outflow exchanges, we can see that 1,617 Bitcoin has been deposited to exchanges. But however, we can also see a confluence where 419 has been withdrawn from Coinbase. But of course, Huobi is actually the main cause of today's dump, which is around 1,477 Bitcoin being dumped on. Moving on. Let me just go on 24. We can see that the XDC network, let me just quickly refresh this. Let's get a better information. XDC network is currently 10% up. Nexo 8.5, Stack 6.7, Celsius 3.7, Waves 0.4. And of course, you can see the dollar being up as well. Moving for the 24-hour losers of the market, which is a Bitcoin ABC, which is 13.1% down. We can see 4chain down 11.8. We can see Telecoin 11.7% down. And then, of course, Internet Computer, which is 11.6, Theta 9.7, and the list goes on. So a lot of losers in the market, even despite there might be good coins and hidden gems in here, but they're currently losers. So they're all losing right now. All right, let's move on to the technical analysis for today, which we can see on the current 4-hour chart is that Bitcoin is at a line of support. Bitcoin right now currently looks great, right? It looks good. It looks good. But if this line, let me just change the color to pink, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna also expand it to a 3x so you can guys see a lot better. If this line breaks, right, it goes to the downside, then if this, then we have support lines of resistance, right? Support lines and then go resistance lines at the top. So we have a support line right here at 32,328. That's our first support if this just drops, right? Our second support is $32,012. And then we have the third support, which is 31,232. And then our last support is 30,000, around 300, just under 300. So when we look at these lines of support and resistance, we're like, what's going to happen to Bitcoin next? So if Bitcoin breaks here, Wyckoff accumulation is also off. So people who don't know what Wyckoff is, you can check my YouTube. We spoke about Wyckoff accumulation phase a couple of numerous times, both in Farsi and English. It's a phase where the whales of the market are accumulating. And then once we're around phase D, we will pump towards higher prices, such as 44 to 45,000. But currently we're also in phase C, but phase C will be ruled out if we go down to 30,000 again. It will be completely ruled out because we are no longer in a Wyckoff accumulation period. But however, I do have some promising data on the charts that I can show you. We can see on the MACD on the 4-hour that the volume is about to tick bullish, give or take around 3rd of July at midnight on UTC time, Universal Time Credit, is that we might actually tick bullish. And this, what will happen on this chart is that this numbers that you can see, these green candles, what they will do is that they could possibly go all the way here and then get rejected down and then just range in this little pyramid scheme here. So this will be a symmetrical triangle inside descending triangle. And overall, this is a bullish pattern, but we can also look at a daily. That we can see the daily is dying out on volume, but the MACD is showing a bullish divergence. So the price is going down, right? The price is going down, but the MACD is trying to tell us that, hey, mate, hold up here. We're about to go up. For the people that are in my audience right now on Clubhouse, we are in Zoom. My Zoom meeting ID and password is on my bio and also on my Twitter. So you can have a direct link on my Twitter account if you find it difficult to type in. So you can quickly join in while you still have the chance. So we can definitely see this on the daily that the bullish divergences are playing out, but it's not that strong. Even on the RSI, yes, there is a bullish divergence also, but there's a huge resistance line that's going to end in the 13th of July. So we could date, I mean, when I spoke about in my past videos and especially to my Persian audience is that around mid-July, you're going to see a Bitcoin pump, right? And the data is showing that we're going to have a pump to the upside. But in the short term, we can see that there's more pain to come in this market. But hopefully in the next 4 hours, we could see that this goes up and down and ranges quite a little bit more so that the stochastics, the RSIs, the MACDs, everything can just reset. And once it does, and then we can look at higher prices. Another thing that I want to do is move back on the daily. And then what I want to do, I want to turn on the EMA ribbons. We can see that the EMA ribbons are still nowhere close to where the candlesticks are. And we still need to pump to the upside towards this. So we still have to see this to go on. We still have to see prices go higher and higher, but currently it's not happening right now. But eventually we will see that market inflow that comes in. And I am still expecting a huge pump for Bitcoin, at least for the very short term. All right, that is for Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum against the USD. And we're going to look at the Coinbase charts. And we can see that on Coinbase, on the daily for Ethereum, that Ethereum is actually going to tick bearish very soon. What does that mean for Ethereum? That actually means that it's going to go all the way down to where the skinny pink line is, which is right around here. And the price will just range above $1,870. And then, of course, it can potentially just range here until the end of July, which is the 9th of July, actually. Again, stuff that we have to look out for on a daily on Ethereum is that there's a huge bearish resistance right here that seemed to be broken off. But then, of course, we can also extend it right here. And then we can also make another one right here if this keeps getting rejected. The MACD is showing no confluence of anything. So what we can still say is that potentially, if the price does come down, this could make a W. So it'll look something like this. So we can accept this W here. This was a point. This was the middle section of the W. Here's the support, and if it does break out, then we can have a potential target all the way down up to $3,300 for Ethereum. Let's move on. ADA. ADA against the USD on the Binance charts. Again, this is on the daily, and we can see ADA is currently outside. Like if I zoom in a little bit, it's currently outside of its descending triangle. Of course, on the daily, it does show that it wants to break inside again, but ADA is actually the strongest in the market, actually doesn't want to break down lower, and it wants to say, hey, listen, buddy, I want to pump. I've got this Gogan hard fork coming down in 27 days, and I want to pump, but you're not letting me because Bitcoin keeps getting me rejected. But with ADA, what we can see is that if it does break down on the daily back inside this pattern, is that it's going to find support around 123, right? And if 123 breaks, it will break down all the way to 106. And that again will make a W pattern, which is a double bottom, which is then going to break towards the upside, especially because this is a descending triangle, which actually used to be symmetrical. Then it's going to make a W inside this pattern. Then you're clearly going to break towards the upside. So there's more pain to come, but the future looks bright for now, especially from what we can see from this data. Again, with ADA, one of the special things that we can look at on the 4-hour is that we can clearly see on the 4-hour. Look at this. Look at it. Look at this. On the 4-hour, we can see a bullish divergence on the MACD. The price is going lower, but the MACD is going higher. Same thing goes for the RSI. So the price is going lower, but the price is going lower, but the RSI is going higher. So that would mean that a pump is imminent for Cardano. All right, that is it for today. Hopefully everyone a good day and God bless you all. Thank you everyone for listening for today's session.